On the Road was written by a white, well-educated Northeastern man who could just get in a car, you could buy a cheap car in those days for $100. You could drive anywhere in the country and get a job. And then when you got tired of the job, you could go somewhere else.
This my excavation too.
Being, I mean, I grew up in the 60s and 70s as a young teenager, preteen, teenager, and more mature, quote unquote teenager. And in that era, the idea of on the road, going out there, taking a road trip, it was pretty popular, and it was sort of like the hippie movement, and people found it very popular. Now, personally, I was a pretty busy guy, so I didn't get into that, although my son is funny. He's reading this book, and he's got a road trip planned, probably similar to Kerouac's, coming up this summer. So
I keep throwing it down to
I think the American dream is for everybody because not everybody has the same dream. They don't all have the same, opportunities.
on your back with the Rex as the stacks you low.
I don't think that everyone has the same American dream. I think it depends on where you grew up, where you grow up, where you live, the people around you. I mean, I know people whose American dream is to get a record contract to be a famous rapper or to, I don't know, be a professional basketball player.
I've been twisting to the sun.
On the Road's about the freedom of being able to move about and work. So that's kind of the American dream. Live where you want, work where you want, get in the car, go anywhere you want to and at any time.
All my love was down in a frozen ground.
It's a great way to show that even though you may not be a confident person, you can still achieve the American dream of happiness or a better standing than your own parents. And I do believe that by the end of the book, he's achieved happiness and figured out what makes him content in life. And even though that might not be monetary, it's still achieving the American dream and that he's achieved happiness from his life.
He's dangling my keys, he even fakes a toss. Whatever could it be?
whether the American dream is something for everybody, as I get older, just understand society a little bit better, understand people. I know that I think in this country, the whole idea of the American dream, everyone expects to have it, but I don't really agree that the American dream is something that has to occur for everyone. I think if we define the American dream as you have a house, you have a good job, you have a family. That's fine if someone wants that, but I'm not a big fan of saying everyone's got to be the American dream. I think if someone
this is not the
The reason I love it is that it's just a classic example of what Americans can do. It's something that I personally want to do as an American. I want to go and travel the world. I want to travel around the United States. I want to experience what there is to experience outside of my small little bubble that is, currently West Grove, Pennsylvania. I want to experience
the sound of the unlocking, lift away. Your love will be
So that's the question, is the American dream the same for everybody? And it's not. Kerouac came from New Jersey, where there was and he knew Ginsberg, and there was a lot of modern thought, about freedom and poetry and writing. And so his mind was ready to let all of the conventions go of what a writer was expected to do, and just go on this trip and take the freedom aspect as far as he could. So the novel.
Sheets are swaying from an old clothesline like a row of captures.
I think the whole idea that you can just hop in a car and go wherever you want is just a great idea. It's very inspiring. This book made me want to go take a road trip.
So the novel's different than other novels because it's got a very modern style, which is stream of consciousness. In traditional novels, you have characters that you develop and a theme, and you have an exposition on a theme and a plot, and then a tidy ending usually, where this is just a stream of consciousness. We got in the car, we did this, we went there, we felt like this, here's what my feelings were.
The scars from off my back, I don't need them in.
I think it's also very interesting if you've ever read the book Into the Wild. The books, although are not very similar, I take them in a similar route. In Into the Wild, the main character basically leaves everything behind in search of nothing, for the most part. It's kind of a transcendentalist idea where you go into the woods and you think about your life and experience the nature that is, or I guess untouched beauty that is America. And I think, although this book is not exactly the same in that the main character never really goes into the wilderness to experience what life is like, he does learn a lot about himself. And I hope that one day I'll be able to learn a lot about myself by either travel or moving around from place to place.
All my nightmares escape my head. Bar the door, please don't let them in. You were never supposed to leave. Now my head's splitting at the seams, and I don't know if I can.
Faulkner said, it's a real shame that the only thing most people can do 8 hours a day, day after day,